Welcome to FAQ, Facts about Qurbana. In this video, we'll be going into the preparation of the anaphora, and it is here that we have the anthem of the mysteries sung. This hymn is sung as the gifts are brought in procession to the altar. We should spend some time on this hymn. The hymn is a short meditation on the Christ event that brought hope and salvation. It reflects on the praise and worship that is offered to the body of Christ that is being placed on the altar during the hymn. It is during this hymn that we have the offertory happening. There is an important movement that is happening here, and it is worth reflecting on its meaning. The priest first goes to the base casa and washes his hand. The washing of hands here is symbolic of the purity that a priest who is about to offer the sacrifice should have. The stains of sins of the priest and the whole community are being cleansed in the ocean of God's mercy here. The next movement in the offertory is the transfer of the gifts to the altar. The transfer here symbolizes the movement of Jesus' crucified body to the tomb. On reaching the altar, the paten and the chalice will be raised up by the priest in the shape of a cross. The priest then strikes the chalice with the paten 3 times, signifying the time in which Jesus died. Jesus died in the 3rd hour according to the Gospel of Mark. The number 3 also symbolizes the completion of the sacrifice. The prayer during this moment has 3 parts. This prayer first praises the Holy Trinity. The second part is a plea to God to accept the Holy Qurbana. And the final part is worship, adoration, and praise to Christ for the life-giving sacrifice that is given to us until His second coming. The priest then covers the gift with shoshapa. This signifies the burial of Jesus Christ. It is worth meditating about the descent of Christ to hell to redeem Adam and the rest who died with faith in God before the resurrection. Once the priest is back at the bema, he sings the hymn of remembrance, which is a reminder of the memory of all the saints in heaven and all the dead. This hymn also reminds us of the importance of prayer and fasting in opening our hearts to Christ. After this, we have the solemn proclamation of our faith with the Creed. It goes through the whole salvation history, and the one who is praying it is reaffirming the basic 10 tenets of faith. The Creed here goes back to the Council of Nicaea and Constantinople that continues to reinforce our faith. The deacon, with the blessing of the priest, then proclaims the prayer, requesting the congregation to remember the living and the dead. It is also a request to God to purify the living through the Holy Qurbana, as it is a foretaste of heaven that we experience here on earth. The final moment right before the anaphora is the entrance into the Holy of Holies to offer the sacrifice. We see here the priest approaching the altar with 3 profound bows with a particular prayer. The prayer here thanks God, proclaims the mercy of God, and reaffirms the purpose of the holy sacrifice. It is important to state the purpose of this divine sacrifice. The sacrifice of Holy Qurbana is done for the remission of debts and the forgiveness of sins. It is also done for the salvation of souls and to reconcile the whole world to God. It is also done to bring the peace of Christ to the whole world. The celebrant, after entering the sanctuary, kisses the altar in the middle, right, and left to show reverence to the Holy Trinity. The altar is symbolic of the tomb of Christ, the throne of God, and Jesus Christ Himself. The priest turns to the congregation with extended hands, pleading for prayers. The congregation here then prays to strengthen the priest and to accept this sacrifice. We see here the humility with which the priest requests the congregation to pray for him. No human can himself perform the sacrifice that Christ performed on Calvary. But with Jesus' grace, the priest would be made worthy to perform this great sacrifice. With that, we are entering into the heart of the Holy Qurbana, which is the prayer of Anaphora. Stay tuned for more videos from FA.